China has got to be the most unique place I have ever lived or visited. We've been in China these last couple of weeks. You've been praying for us. And now in a matter of hours, we'll be on our way home. Can't wait to share some of the stories of what God has been doing over this time. China really is a unique place, unique people, beautiful, wonderful places and people, warm people, friendly people. I sure have loved my interactions in China over the last several years, and I know that John has as well. I tell you, China being, for so many years, it was number one in the world for population. I think right around now, if I'm not mistaken, like sometime this year or next year, India is supposed to be surpassing China as the most populous nation on earth. But the old one-child policy of China, which is not in effect anymore, but the old one-child policy that was in effect for an entire generation will have reverberating repercussions throughout the next several generations of China's history. It has obviously resulted in a lot of abortion. And the fact that the one-child policy was relaxed first to a two-child policy and then officially to a three-child policy, and now has gone to a non-enforced have as many children as you want. In fact, we are providing, as the Chinese government, incentives for you to have more babies, payments and incentives to have more children and more babies to correct the imbalance that was created by the one-child policy. That still does not mean that abortion has been disappeared or even significantly diminished in China, because the propaganda, the idea of a one-child policy for all that time being drilled into the subconscious of the Chinese people resulted in a desire to have small families or no children at all. And that persists in China. We continue to see that. People who have no desire to have babies, and if they do, they think that they cannot afford to have any more than one, or they can't be a good parent to any more than one. There are, in most places, the laws are enforced in different ways in different parts of China, but in most places it continues to be illegal to be a single parent in China, which means that if you don't meet the qualifications of marriage and certain age and a certain kind of status, you may or may not be permitted to give birth to a child if you become pregnant. So still means that there is a lot of abortion in China. It may not be the second or third highest abortion rate in the world anymore. It may have gone down a little bit, but it's still, out of 197, 198 countries, it's still right up in the top few in the world for abortion. So lots of work to do for China, lots of prayer to go on our behalf and your behalf for China. We can't wait to come back and start telling you some of the stories that we've collected, stories of what God is doing. Can't wait to share with you some of the disappointments that we've experienced. There are always those in missions. We're thankful that you guys care enough about what we're doing to listen to both the highs and the lows. If you are not familiar with our work at Passion Life, we encourage you, go sign up for our newsletter. Follow us around the world as we work with Christian leaders and churches in the places where abortion rates are at their very highest throughout the world. And we work with those pastors and leaders to help train their people in their congregations and the people in their purview in the biblical understanding of life and how God feels about it and how he wants us to respond to the crisis of abortion by intervening for the most vulnerable people in our societies. So we teach theology, we set up pregnancy help services and ministries, and it's all indigenously led and rapidly multiplies as one Christian shares with another Christian the gospel of life. Thanks for following us. Find more information about us on the passionlife.org website. We look forward to connecting with you again soon.